and welcome to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and I am doing a reading for the sign of Libra for the month of June 2020. This, I should mention, is a general reading. There may be some parts that do not resonate with you. If there are some parts that don't, please leave those behind and take what does resonate with you. And so we will, of course, start with the cards in the position of the past. In the past, we have Eight of Swords. It's a card of feeling trapped because the person in this card is bound. Their eyes are covered. It's a card of anxiety. It's a card of worry. It's a card of turmoil, inner turmoil. And it suggests to me that there's a person who's making you feel that way. King of Swords is a person that it doesn't have to be a man. It could be a woman. There are women who can be blunt, you know. King of Swords is a card of blunt energy, someone that is not afraid to just cut you into little pieces. If they don't see any use, if they don't see any value in you. So you, in the past, recent past, 2-3 months, have felt a little trapped, have felt that there's no way out. You have felt confused. This person is, as you perceived it, being mean to you. King of Swords can be quite forceful. It can be very powerful energy. The good thing, as I always say, is swords are fast. Swords represent an element that is air, and air moves quickly. But you have definitely felt trapped and confused, and maybe someone wasn't treating you fairly. Maybe someone was being very unreasonable, and you had no recourse, no way of responding. It could be at work, it could be at home, it could be with friends, but you were definitely feeling maybe self-victimization. Maybe you just didn't agree with this person, but you couldn't voice your opinion. This is a person that clearly saw you negatively. And so it results in the worry that you have experienced. When we move on to the cards in the challenging position, we've got the Knight of Cups and the Eight of Wands. And generally, when these two are together, the Knight of Cups is on his horse, but he's not moving super fast. He's not a sword sign. So it's a very positive card when it is in the positive, like in a normal position. But when it is in the negative position, it means that there is a conflict. Someone, if it's love, someone is obsessed with you in a way that's bad for you. It could be someone doesn't feel the same way as you do. At work, it might be someone that feels negatively about you, and you in turn are maybe feeling disappointment. So definitely this part of the reading is very heavy, very dark energy, very heavy. There's a lot of worry. There's quite a burden that you might end up sort of carrying. Together, Knight of Cups and Eight of Wands, if it's got nothing to do with love, and work, it could mean bad news at work. Regardless, it just means bad news. Whether it's love, bad news, work, bad news, not being financially secure, not having enough money, not getting the promotion. It's definitely a very heavy, hard, dark energy that these cards represent the past and the challenge position. But when we get to the present, it changes completely. I mean, you've got an Ace of Cups, which means fulfillment, success. I mean, having your cup filled. Birds are always a good sign. But it's just amazing how this half is so negative and this half is so positive. So you're moving out of negative energy and you're going into the positive if you're not already there. I would be surprised. Temperance is a wonderful card, and it symbolizes balance. It symbolizes soulmates, divine lovers, optimism, emotional balance. You've got one cup, another cup. You've got a third cup and the Ace of Cups. You got 3 cups. This person looks like an angel. So you're definitely moving in the right direction. You're finding balance. And it's almost like over here you are on a ship that's in a storm, maybe like a shit storm. And then you move out of it. The sun is out, the sky is blue and it's clear, and it's smooth sailing from here. You have found a way out of this dark situation. You have survived it. You have learned from it. You are now much stronger. And you know, you're back to your comfort level. Of course, the Emperor and the King suggest this is your future outcome. And the Emperor symbolizes authority. He is, you know, where the buck stops. He is ultimate decision maker. Together with the King of Cups, who controls his emotions really, really, really well. I noticed that in business, when you control emotions well, it's very profitable, because sometimes you want to, you know, scream and yell and punch and be mean. But when you control your emotions, it is always very profitable. The most successful business people are those that can control their emotions. And the outcome here where the Emperor and the King suggests that perhaps you are going to be promoted. It suggests that perhaps, regardless of what happens, you are in control. You have structure, you have balance over how things are going and how things are going to turn out for you. Now, just to clarify this reading, I pulled a card from the Message of the Universe deck, and here is what the card that came out, which is, I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. So the past, we've got Eight of Swords and King of Swords. You know, I think that if you let go of this energy, it will lighten your load. It will put a spring in your step, which will promote creativity, which will promote being open to ideas, to new energies. So I think that the universe is definitely saying that letting go of the past would be very beneficial to you, and maybe changing a perspective would also be very beneficial for you. And in many different ways it could be beneficial with the eyes of love. Love can mean many different things. It can also mean love for what you do, your work. So maybe if you're having, a hard time at work, and you're being, challenged by someone who's not such a nice person, seeing from their perspective could ease the burden that you are carrying and could provide balance that these cards are saying is going to be there if you change the perspective, adjust it just a little bit. Thank you so much for visiting me at Sunrise Tarot. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you for visiting.